This makes a man lose interest in a relationship. Now, in this video, you will discover what not to do, and I will actually break through a myth that many women have, and they think that makes them actually keep the relationship, but what actually happens is truly sad, and they lose it. Hey, I'm Antia Brody with Magnetize Your Man, and together with my husband Brody, we've been helping thousands of successful women all over the world to get a connected, committed, and long-term relationship that they desire fast. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The myth that I'll be breaking through today, that I'll be busting today, is that, you're supposed to be just all fun and hunky-dory the first few months of the relationship, right? So the story goes, well, he doesn't owe me anything yet, so I can't express my feelings. I can't be that heavy. I can't be a burden, right? I can't inconvenience him. Okay, do you already find yourself oh, that's what I tell myself? And that's a myth, because what happens is, for one, that actually destroys trust in your relationship. Because you know what you're saying in that moment? In that moment, you're saying, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to suppress my emotions. I'll be not communicating authentically. I'll be actually being fake, okay? I'll be just laughing when it's actually not funny. And I will actually not set boundaries, right? Because I'll be like, well, we just had one date, right? You don't want to, already rock the boat the first date. The man will be already thinking I'm way too high maintenance. Oh, that's one of my favorite sentences is when a woman comes to me, well, Antia, I don't want to be that high maintenance, okay? And so, but what that actually is coming from is a wound, right? It's a wound because guess what? If you come and you have an emotionally unavailable parent, or you had a narcissistic parent, or God forbid, you even had a completely absent parent, of course, you learned to make yourself really small, to make your needs very small, or to basically shrink your existence if you could, so that you don't, rock the boat. So what you end up doing is you walk on eggshells, because what else do you have left? But if you think a relationship is sort of a minefield and you don't want to step anywhere, you don't want to say anything because that could set off the other person, or it could make the other person withdraw and punish you potentially as well, or make fun of you or laugh at you. One woman in my program was just telling me that she thought wow, men would laugh at her. So those limiting beliefs are actually really real, because what happens is they actually act as true, right? So if you believe them, you will actually attract men into your life who will behave this way. Now, they may, for the first time ever, behave this way, and they may not even know why they're behaving this way, but because you have this unconscious expectation, they're actually stepping into it. Now, here's what you want to do instead. Oh, by the way, so let me just finish this first. So, okay, so just imagine, you don't communicate anything. So let's say, whatever your mark is, let's say 3 months. You're okay, well, now the relationship is stable. Now the man trusts me. Now the man is also attached to me, which, by the way, is super manipulative, okay? Now I can let the cat out of the bag. What do you think the man is going to think? The man is going to think, who is this woman? Where did she come from? Right, the last 3 months, she was all not saying anything and was okay with everything, what's going along with everything. And now she's well, actually, when you take me to the Italian restaurant, I actually don't like Italian, right? Or remember, when you didn't hold the car door open for me, actually, I really appreciate if you do hold the car door open for me. And out of the sudden, you're now expressing your emotions, and it's too late, girlfriend. It's too late. Now you've set a foundation of him, how he treats you. 3 months is a long time. You set up a dynamic, and how relationship starts, that's how it usually continues. Now, the sad part about that is, if you would have set up the foundation right from the get-go, he would have happily, quote-unquote, obliged, right? He would have happily helped you with his masculine leadership. So, for example, let's say you're dating, and let's say he says something that somehow doesn't sit right with you. Right? You have the right, and actually highly encourage you to speak to that, to actually say, how did that make you feel? Hey, may I share something? Sure, of course, right? Because why wouldn't he say, sure? When you just mentioned this piece about whatever it is, however they dealt with a certain situation or treated a certain person, I just got like a little, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good in my stomach. I felt like I felt a little anxious, right? And then you let that land for him. And he's like, oh no, I mean, I know sometimes I speak faster than I think. I'm so sorry. Like what I meant to say is this, right? Or he's going to say, tell me more. Now he knows that you have feelings. And if you're now saying, well, Antia, if I did that with the guys that I dated in the past, they would be running. Well, you're dating the wrong guys. It's very that simple, because you're dating emotionally unavailable men. You're dating men who have a dismissive, avoidant attachment style, who, yes, they have the story. Everybody's on their own. You have your needs. I have my needs. We're all meeting them individually, right? I don't owe you anything. But when you meet a secure man who's grounded in his masculine, who's aligned, who's congruent, he will want to listen to you. He will want to make you happy. He will get curious because he wants to, as part of his purpose, right? He wants to really feel your joy and, of course, your happiness, your feminine radiance, and so on, right? So often that a man will actually say, oh, hold on, let me correct this, right? I want you to, anything else you want to share about that, right? And he's like, and then you can say, thank you for listening to me, me sharing this makes me feel so joyful, so seen. Of course, like, I'm so happy that you feel this way. I will always want you to say whatever's coming up for you. And then you actually see, well, wait a minute. Antia mentioned that in the video. Yes, it's actually true. I've heard so many men say that, not just to me, but also to women who go through my program, friends, relatives, whatever, right? Like that they say, of course, I want you to share with me. Like, please tell me when something comes up. And out of the sudden, you have to like break through your story that you have, right? That you can't be high maintenance or that your voice doesn't matter. And that's where, of course, healing your inner child comes in. Because now it's not about your outer world, because now the man will actually treat you like the queen that you are. But now it's about learning how to receive that and not question that, right? Not second guess that and wonder, well, when is the other shoe gonna drop? Right? So I hope that was helpful for you today. Leave some comments below. I really want to hear from you. Where has this myth been playing out in your dating life? What men have you attracted that actually did say, yes, please share more with me. Like, I want to know more. Or what are the fears that are coming up for you when it comes to actually expressing your emotions? Leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear. Next, if you haven't yet, take my free love quiz to get a committed, connected, and long-term relationship that you desire fast without frustration, wasting any more time with emotionally unavailable men by simply hopping over to getlovequiz.com. Or, of course, you can also pop right here into the comment section as usual and grab the link there. Ladies, this has been so much fun. Let me know in the comment section. I'll talk to you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.